30 years ago, Jin Soo Ji took Chae Woo Ri and left. The detailed story of how this happened and the shocking secret of Chae Woo Ri discovered by Kim Mari was revealed. This made Kim Mari cry. Finally, Kim Mari, who found Yoonwoo, says, "How did you grow up so well, or Yoonwoo? I was always close to you but I couldn't recognize you. I'm really sorry." Chae Woo Ri, who finally found her birth mother, says, "I have believed in 3 things that change life and I have been running with them until now. Faith, hope, and love. Now I will protect my mother forever with these 3 things." Kim Mari burst into tears and says, "Yoonwoo, I'm sorry and grateful. I couldn't stop looking for my son. But what happened? Do you remember anything?" Finally, as box opens, Yoonwoo begins to remember. 30 years ago on that day, in the hallway in front of the pediatric department of Haedeul Hospital, young Yoonwoo was waiting for Hanjin-tae, holding a hospital car block. Hanjin-tae told him not to go anywhere and wait there. Yoonwoo, who was sitting quietly on a chair, suddenly saw an elderly lady crying. It was Jong Soon-jong, who lost her sick son on that day. How could she not be surprised to see a child who looks exactly like her son, who was sent to heaven on the same day? Tears poured out in an instant. Although Yoonwoo was young, he knew that the lady across from him was crying because of him. He wanted to ask why she was crying, but young Yoonwoo swallowed his feelings and tried to hand her a tissue that was next to him. But in that moment, he tripped and fell on the hospital hallway floor. Jong Soon-jong rushed over and lifted Yoonwoo up. When she did, his crying stopped and he smiled. Jong Soon-jong looked around and realized that no one was paying attention to them. Her face was filled with indescribable anxiety and fear, and countless thoughts crossed her mind. Tears poured out of her eyes, and Yoonwoo's eyes, looking at her tearful eyes, were so innocent. Even though he shouldn't have such feelings, it felt like her son who died today had come back to life. In that moment, Jong Soon-jong's heart trembled. There was no one to see them. The nurses were busy, the doctors were busy, and the guardians were busy taking care of their own children. There was not a single person looking at her and Yoonwoo, so she made the wrong judgment in that moment and tightly held Yoonwoo's hand, leading him towards the stairs. Jong Soon-jong started a play to reassure Yoonwoo, who was taking hesitant steps. She said, "Your mom is waiting for you at our house. She is my mom's friend. I'll take you to where your mom is." Yoonwoo was happy to hear the word mom and asked, "Really?" with a smile. He followed her obediently. Seeing Yoonwoo following her, Jong Soon-jong felt relieved and took him downstairs to the bus stop. A grandmother passing by said, "Your son is very handsome." Those words choked Jong Soon-jong. Her son died today, but no, he came back to life. Deceived by her own lie, Jong Soon-jong brought Yoonwoo home. In the empty house, she saw scattered toys, the toys that her son, who was alive until yesterday, used to play with. She handed them to Yoonwoo, but he refused. He considered the hospital car block he was holding as the only toy. "Is this the toy my real mom bought for me?" he asked. Jong Soon-jong closed her eyes and opened them, looking at Yoonwoo, who was endlessly searching for his mom. She couldn't say anything. She could only say, "If you wait, she will come." There was no truth to tell him. "Who is this lady?" Yoonwoo burst into tears. Seeing Yoonwoo crying even louder, she grabs his arm and forcibly puts him to sleep. That night, Yoonwoo has a dream. Real mom Kim Mari is crying. "Yoonwoo, my son, Yoonwoo." Yoonwoo, who is crying with tears streaming down his face, makes Jong Soon-jong's heart ache. Whether it was a punishment or not, she becomes seriously ill and is hospitalized. Yoonwoo, whether he has given up or still doesn't understand because he is young, starts calling Jong Soon-jong mom. "Mom, don't be sick." "Yoonwoo, mom is really okay." "Yoonwoo, you worries about me. Thank you so much." Yoonwoo, who has become an exceptional son, is Jong Soon-jong's pride. The hospital patients who share the same room like Yoonwoo, who comforts and worries about his sick mom like the sunshine of a spring day, like him a lot. Being a source of strength for his sick mom and his caring appearance appearance made everyone's heart warm. However, happiness is suddenly interrupted when Jung Sung-jong collapses in the bathroom and is injured, requiring a detailed examination. The doctor's expression becomes very serious. She receives a diagnosis of cancer and is told that she only has 1 month left and her health deteriorates rapidly. "Mom, don't leave Yoonwoo behind. Don't go." With tears in her eyes, Yoonwoo prays while looking out the window at Jung Sun-jong, who is hospitalized in the intensive care unit and breathing through an oxygen respirator. Han Jin-tae's heart starts pounding when he discovers Yoonwoo. Yoonwoo couldn't see Han Jin-tae, and Han Jin-tae saw Yoonwoo and spoke. When Han Jin-tae, who rushed into the room, asked Jung Sun-jong where she brought the child from and if it's the pediatric department of Haedeul Hospital, Jung Sun-jong nods and, shedding tears of repentance, tells the truth to only one person before leaving this world. In this way, 30 years later, Kim Mari proposes a genetic test to Chae Sun-young and receives Chae Woo Ri's toothbrush, requesting a genetic test at the genetic testing center. While waiting for the results, Kim Mari dreams of Yoonwoo, whom she often dreams of. Yoonwoo, who has always appeared in Kim Mari's dreams as a 5 years old, shows a smile that he used to show to Jung Sun-jong to Kim Mari. "Mom is waiting, please come quickly," and the appearance of Yoonwoo, who appears smoothly after 30 years. "Oh my, Chae Woo Ri appeared in the dream. Mom, I've grown up well, right? I don't resent you, Mom, so please come to me. I'm waiting for Mom." Kim Mari wipes away her tears and looks at Yoonwoo's picture. "Now I feel like I've found my son." Kim Mari receives a text message which she is delighted to see. It was a 100% match message from the genetic testing center. Kim Mari's heart sinks and she calls her driver and asks to go to Dr. Chae Woo Ri immediately. Holding her trembled chest, she leans against the window and closes her eyes as if she might collapse at any moment. She imagines what Yoonwoo's reaction will be when she appears in front of him with these documents. "Have you finally appeared? Why did you lose me? You'll resent me. I'm sorry, Yoonwoo. Mom is a sinner." Surprised by Kim Mari's visit, Chae Woo Ri can't hide his confusion. Kim Mari speaks in a trembling voice as if something bad happened. "Dr. Chae Woo Ri, our genetic test results match." Kim Mari, who is tense, observes Chae Woo Ri's reaction. Chae Woo Ri, who was looking at Kim Mari with a bewildered expression, suddenly realizes that the person who raised him was Jung Sun-jong, and in that moment, she felt a sudden fear that Jung Sun-jong might not be his biological mother. Chae Woo Ri honestly confesses his fear. He didn't know who his adopted mother was, but now that he knows his real mother is Kim Mari, he can't hide his confusion. Kim Mari carefully examines Chae Woo Ri's face. Looking at every detail of his eyes, nose, and mouth, she resembles Chae Woo Ri a lot. He doesn't resemble Jung Sun-jong at all. But now, she has finally found her real mother. Chae Woo Ri takes a deep breath and finally lets out a sigh of relief. "Mom!" Tears pour down at the word "Mom." In the end, as the truth is revealed, Chae Woo Ri finds his real mother and can marry Soo Ji, whom he loves the most, and it becomes a happy ending. It is a heartwarming ending that is truly beautiful. That's all for today, guys. Thank you all for watching.